All right, let's go to Manuel in Orlando, Florida.
Hey, Brad.
Hi,
How are
you?
Very good.
What's your question, Manuel?
So, I have a family member, actually, my brother. He was deported, and he got married back in our country.
Why was he deported?
Just an order of deportation from an
Why?
asylum denial.
Okay. And
Okay.
and where is he from?
Colombia.
And he's back in Colombia now?
No, so the whole process is a long story. So he got back to Colombia. He had a girlfriend. His girlfriend went to Colombia.
Whoa. He got deported back to Colombia. Okay, now he's in
This
Colombia.
was back.
Okay, his girlfriend.
This was back in 2008.
Okay. His girlfriend, who was a U.S. citizen, went and married him?
Correct.
Okay, and then what happened?
They put in a I-130, which it was approved back in 2010.
Right.
So, during that time, after all the I-130 got approved, he put in the waiver to come back into the U.S. That did not get approved until 2014, when he was able to finally finalize everything, was able to come back here into the United States.
So he returned with a green card?
Correct.
Okay, so what is the question?
My question is, when he got back, he found out that the girl that he had married had done the divorce before he entered the country. He wants to do his citizenship now,
That's
but he
a
wants
problem. That's a problem because she was divorced from him before he entered the United States. And therefore, when he entered the United States, the actual basis for him entering, which is to be in a bona fide marriage with his spouse, didn't exist. That marriage didn't exist. So
even though he got I-130 was approved?
Even though the I-130 was approved, the marriage itself did not exist. The wife divorced him behind his back. The wife was extraordinarily nasty to have done such a thing, or mean to have done such a thing, but that's what she did. And this guy comes to America, finally gets through with his green card, and finds out years later he's divorced. The basis of him getting the green card is to be reunited with a wife in a bona fide marriage. That marriage didn't exist when he came into America. So if he goes to do his naturalization and it's determined that he was divorced before he entered the United States of America, now immigration could say, well, the basis of you having a green card doesn't exist. He may not be charged with fraud unless they're going to say he knew he was divorced. I assume he's going to be able to show he didn't know he was divorced. So it's not a fraud. So it's not a fraud, but the basis for him to have obtained his green card, that basis doesn't exist. So now you have a divorce, and a woman divorced him behind his back. What the law says in all 50 states is that you have to be given notice of a divorce. Okay. Someone has to physically hand the divorce certificate to you and serve you personally. Now, if he was divorced while he's in Colombia, then there has to be a notice of service signed by somebody that they flew to Colombia, they handed him the divorce certificate, and then notarized that affidavit of service. Or she mailed the divorce to somebody in Colombia who served him, and then went to the U.S. Embassy and signed the affidavit of service. My guess is
that never happened.
That never happened. And if she divorced him behind his back, she wouldn't go to that length. She would just have somebody sign an affidavit of service in America. I served him, end of story. So now, I don't know what state this happened in, but he now has to hire a very good local family lawyer and go to court and vacate that divorce. Vacate means I want to reopen that divorce because it was an illegal divorce. Why is it an illegal divorce? It's an illegal divorce because I was never served. I was never given notice. Had I been given notice, I would have contested this divorce. And
Correct.
Okay. So, and how do you prove that you were never given notice? Well, there's an affidavit of service that says in the file that says I was served on 1 Main Street in Miami, Florida, and at that point I was in Columbia. How could I have been served? It's impossible. All right. And then, you know, it's not as if he wants to be married to her again. He just wants to tell the judge, I want to reopen it, and I want you to re-sign the divorce for 2020 or 2020. I mean, we're now 2021. Re-sign the divorce as of 2021. I want to be divorced too, but I want it done the right way. Now, if it gets vacated and the family court lawyer does his or her job and reopens the case, and then the divorce is re-signed again for 2021 instead of 2010 or 2011, well, now he entered the United States, he had a green card, came to a bona fide marriage, and got divorced 8 years later. Now it's not a problem.
Okay.
That's the solution.
And that's the solution. Okay, and then after that, he'd be able to
File for his
do his
citizenship.
paperwork
Correct.
for his citizenship.
Correct.
Okay. Perfect.
All right?
All right.
All right, good luck.
Perfect.
All right.
Thank you.
All right.